Like I said, I'm not. It's sad to say that I'm not a politician. I'm a brother who brought this people. The people brought me because they wanted something. You understand? So what is going on? Like people just need to take care of it. You understand? I don't have time for you can't do this, you can't do that. No, I'm a focused person. And like I said, I'm not. It's sad to say that I'm not a politician. I was brought on board by these people. The people brought me because they wanted something. You understand? So what we're doing now, like people just need to take care of it. You understand? So I don't have time for you can't do this, you can't do that. No, I'm a focused person.
You also need time because
it's sad to say that I'm not a politician. I was brought on board by these people.
you need time, even at one schedule or what.
You understand? So what we're doing now, like people just need to take care of it. You understand? I don't have time for you can't do that. I'm a focused person. And like I said, I'm not. It's sad to say that I'm not a politician. I was brought on board by these people. The people brought me because they wanted something. You understand? So what we're doing now, like people just need to take care of it. I don't have time for you can't do this. I'm a focused person. Like I said, I'm not. It's sad to say that I'm not a politician. I was brought on board by these people. The people brought me because they wanted something.
And are you going to gravitate?
So
What to
just take care of it. I don't have time for you can't do this, you can't do that. No, I'm a focused person. Like I said, I'm not. It's sad to say that I'm not a politician. I was brought on board by these people.
People that are somebody who's going to say, they want to send somebody to do it. I will know how to do this. But I don't think I want to do it.
Focused person. And like I said, I'm not. It's sad to say that I'm not a politician. I was brought on board by this people. And the people brought me because they wanted to
show
jail before. It's not the best place to be.
You can be a big thing that they carry for a long time.
You don't have restraint. You can be our brother's keeper, then you know, there will be like you told the power and you writing people,
sexual perception or what, I don't know.
Disrespecting people. This is wrong. People that was running around asking people for stuff, they don't want behaving like this. We need to be peaceful. We need to be all we are Liberians. We need to have there's no power that's greater than the people's power. So you got to know that, and we've got to be cognizant of that. If we can be our brother's keeper, then you know, there will be a front line. All our
I want to show my
well-wishers and partisans to go and in solidarity and make sure that they are calm and peaceful. I think what they exemplified today was correct. What your leaders can do, you observe the situation and how they call it. Be around, you know, for justice. So today, I mean, the team, the parties are well-wishers, the sympathizers, the coalition, and the leaders that came.
They will shock you to know that the man you see in this video allegedly stole 15,000 United States dollars.
That's a big program.
Every Monday in the week, every Monday I can check the cards, check the booth. The balance still we can work the money. This is close. So when the person will come back to me and say, this is that again.
We are also helping to run the money show.
So let me help you today and say, after selling, I will check
They
it.
don't
Most of them wasn't here. So after selling, after I've been selling close by 11 in there, there were people. I mean, yesterday. Now we spend it 1 week, 3 days. Don't go out to sell. We just say to the customer already used to this. They come here and buy from him.
I ran out and I said, was 2 years.
Money transfer. Because
I was doing the next year, I was doing morning, I was doing the next year, I was doing the heat. I had to sleep here when I come, so I book out the morning, then I wait for the heat, because when I go out to come out, we have. Then I go, when I come out in there. But the program needs consistency.
yeah, what I'm saying now,
A video program.
like what I'm saying, the reason one thing I've spoken about, in the program, very big thing like, who went to Sri Lanka, and then I show you the maple and said, who went to Sri
I
Lanka.
program about who, as a matter of fact, program is a 24-hour station. So all those issues are issues I won't bring back. There are even programs currently I bring back.
I will have to ask.
So the thing is, I give anybody that program, I don't want person to run it.
Yeah, like what I'm saying, team that will like 2 or 3 on there, they will get ourselves here. You say, so I show you time. Yeah, I said that show.
Only the time we are given that schedule, we share the program. The other person is 12 hours.
The country is chaotic. The president of Liberia needs to be shot. It doesn't matter, it's not about me, it's about the Congress. The country is chaotic. The president of Liberia needs to be shown that the country is peaceful and stable. It's very important. What? The modern way is good.
But this goes this morning. Holding, they done smoke quite a lot.
The government will release the people.
So it means that the government listens to your ultimatum.
It doesn't matter whether they listen or not. I told you will be all in.
Because I'm going to be doing the scene all the way. The scene we're looking in the morning, the scene we're looking in the afternoon.
So I one of the things he said, but you can't
Yeah.
Well, I don't care about
no code. Or the money no code, they even code.
the side I can go to the bathroom quickly and the side I lose it. We told you yesterday and all honestly. Well, I don't care about you don't have you see that you're not in the courtroom. The way the proceedings go, the side I can go to the bathroom quickly and the side I lose it. We told you yesterday and all honestly that this is based on lies, innuendos, and misstated facts. And we have identified a series of them. We understand where the case is going. And there's nothing there. It's a mockery of justice.
So from the witness testimony today, are you convinced that you still have a case?
From the witness testimony today, I know I'm innocent.
You understand that your post has young connection with you?
Yeah, the only people who can associate that post with fire are people who are ignorant. And not well researched. When you have a mindset, you try to develop anything to that mindset. So you go in with HIG. Tell him not to call me.
Why should he call you?
A police officer who goes to the bathroom for 7 different times, testifying lies, saying that I am charged because I was sitting in a car. According to him, I heard conversation. I didn't report it. Is that why you waste my time? But we'll see the government after this. Yeah, it's a waste of my time. I sat in the car, according to him, I sat in the car. I sat in the car where people were talking. Yeah, they now reported to the police. Is that my business? If it was that, is that why you waste my time? You put me into South Beach for what? Because according to him, I sat in the car. This is our waste of our time. But we are here. We're going to follow this thing to the logical conclusion.
Is there video evidence that you were sitting
He said he heard a recording from open source.
But you know the people don't have a case. The sense of lies for help. Lies for help. Help. How crazy that would be, even when I don't have sense, to use my official vehicle for my colleagues and I to be in and talk those senseless things that I heard. They're senseless. No video evidence. Nothing. It's just our right. Everybody know around official 15. So to just jump and say we're in official 15, that's a myth.
So it's on just the charges, not some detail, maybe.
I think I charged because I'm a partisan and a strong fan of George Weah.
You think that's why you were charged?
I think so, because I said if you follow the political discourse in the country, back in the days when George Weah was president, people used a lot of different statements on George Weah in this country. Derogatory statements on George Weah. But I did not. I said George Weah is my president. George Weah is my president. I remain and I stand on that. That's what I believe. So that's my charge. If you learn to the end of the tape, that's my charge. Because I listened to the argument here. There's no argument. There's nothing you see the discussing on me beside that. And people was in my official people called HOR 15. That's my play. HOR 15. So you can go and say I saw Abu in HOR 15 and apparently people was in the car. Yeah.
Mr. Kamara, all of the charges that you say is a blatant lie from the government.
Lie for help. It doesn't matter, it's not about me, it's about the Congress. And the country is chaotic. The president of Liberia needs to ensure that the country is peaceful and stable. It's very important.
We believe that there is a wisdom.
What?
We believe that there is a wisdom.
A modern innovation. No, a modern innovation is a calculated attempt to destabilize, demoralize, and disintegrate the mighty Congress of Democratic Change and the opposition community. And having said that, we are not saying we have a responsibility to protect the peace and stability of the country. That's why you didn't see us breaking down homes, burning cars, blocking roads. No, we are the custodian of the peace. Whether is not the custodian of the peace of the Republic of Liberia, we gave out our rights. We would have behaved like other African countries to hijack power, but we didn't do that. So we chose to protect Liberia, protect the peace, stability, protect the young people of this country, the women and the children, so that we cannot revert into jungle justice in the country. So we protect the peace.
It was nice talking to you.
Thank you very much, Obana FM. That's very nice of you. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you very much.
What happens to your 24-hour ultimatum?
The 24-hour, it elapsed. I told you what will happen. Is it not happening now?
What happening?
No, but I told you after 24. No, I told you after 24 hours. We'll get in 24 hours. After 24 hours, there will be other actions. The party will take a position. Go back to your record. So the party will pick up on that and take a position and speak English to you. Is that not after 24 hours? Is that after 24 hours? 24 hours elapsed. The government will release the people.
So it means that the government listens to your ultimatum.
It doesn't matter whether they listen or not. I told you we'll be on and I'm here now. There's a camera where you're speaking to somebody who the one shot away from responsibility. There's a
we would be able to talk to some of those veterans, but we just want to show some of the scene here, what happened here. And this happened due to a heavy downpour of rain last night. And this is what happened. You see the wall collapse. And so keep sharing for us. Just keep sharing the live. Keep sharing the live. Just keep sharing the live. Just keep sharing the live. He's sharing the life for us. So they are calling, according to them, this particular wall belongs to the Jehovah's Witnesses. They tried to construct here, but due to the heavy downpour of rain last night, you can see the erosion. You see the erosion, and this wall fell on buildings. I think you can see the homes. You can see the homes. You can see the homes. Many people was in bed by then when this incident occurred. When this incident occurred, they were in bed due to the heavy downpour of rain last night, and the fence collapsed. You see the homes. You see the homes of people who were in bed. So this is a serious disaster, and keep sharing the life for us. Keep sharing the life for us. We are live from Pineville Community Town Hall, Pineville Town Hall Community, and you can see what happened here last night when people were in bed. A huge wall collapsed due to the heavy downpour of rain. So this is Cool TV. We just streaming live. We just streaming live in order to call the attentions of national government of what happened here last night. So you can see the homes of. You can see the home. People, who the people?
The job witnesses are doing their things here because we told them that they were not going to be correct for us, and they say follow resistance and put it there. And I don't think these people, as you can see, brother, as you can see, and that's when they are lying up. And last night and this morning, you might be able to die because they force on the black, the whole house shut. If you go to my side, the whole house laying there. But on that, I don't have nowhere to sleep. I will not be brave to sleep on the type of house here. Going to my material and everything goes for 12 years. I saw what they put yesterday. My manager boy went from my phone from where there. My evening there in that immortal. All I want to look at about the human life. We just want to bless for those who are going womb, they will be taking. Just stop you all the day. What we are doing for you? What is that? What area? All the way inside the passing.
Jehovah's Witnesses of Defense individuals. These are homes. Homes are got damaged. They were fell on those on some of those houses you see, and people were in bed. Several of them got wounded. Several of them are injured. They received serious injury.
People's program, and this is the heat. This program comes away Monday to Friday, 12 to 1:30. But now, let's serve you lunch. Wherever you are, wherever part of the world you're following us, I'm going to say welcome to you. Remember, we are on Cool to the Tune YouTube. We're also on Facebook. We're live on 91.9 in Liberia. At www.kidnewsonline.com. We are live across the world and the globe. It's a pleasure to have you upon. Don't forget, the geometry of the whole must be kept high on the agenda because it involves the majority and those that come with equity must come with clean hands. As usual today, I am your humble servant. I'm Ambassador J. Nathaniel P. Val. Just call me the ambassador today, or JMBV official on other official platforms. On TikTok, I'm live. I'm here today with T. Nicholas Barkley. You have a spectacular edition of the program. There are a lot of issues we have on our menu to talk about. Remember, we open the lines. You'll be a part of the conversations. You are encouraged to follow through so you can make a profound contribution to the program, because we value the comments. They are the building block to our modern and emerging democracy. Good afternoon. I'm Nathaniel. Welcome.
And they are homeless. According to community members, this is not the first time, but this one is serious. It is serious.
Very much so.
So you see homes.
Characterized by periods of exploration activities and periods of dormancy, largely influenced by factors like civil war, economic conditions, and the oil price. Early explorations in the 1970s found traces of hydrocarbon, but not commercial quantities, while subsequent explorations efforts in the 1980s and the early 2000s also yield limited success. More recently, with the renewed focus on the deep water explorations and the potential for commercial discoveries, Liberia oil industry is seeking to capitalize on its location within the Pacific Atlantic Marine. In 1970s, 5 U.S. companies were granted concessions covering Liberia continental shelf, drilling 4 wells that confirmed the presence of hydrocarbon, but not in sufficient quantities. After a period of dormancy, the Liberian government relaunched the exploration program in the late 1970s, leading to the drilling of 3 more wells by Amoco in the 1980s. These wells also demonstrated the presence of hydrocarbons, but the discovery were not considered commercially viable due to low oil prices and the deep water economies. The Civil War in Liberia of 1989 to 1996 and 1999 to 2003 significantly disrupted petroleum sector activities. In 2000, a new petroleum law was approved, and the National Oil Company of Liberia, NOCAR, was established to facilitate the development of the oil and gas industry. TGS and NOPEC acquire new seismic data, further building on the existing database. In 2012, the African Petroleum announced a significant oil discovery in the Narana well, although the discovery commercial viability was later clarified. Liberia has been actively exploring deep water, targeting the Katakoshi Sand, similar to the discovery into Ghana and Sierra Leone. The Liberian government has officially on the concessionary offshore oil blocks, forbidding and direct negotiations with new interest spurred by the cited discovery of neighboring countries like Ghana. The key players in Liberia oil development over the years has been NOCAR, the Liberia Oil Company of Liberia, overseeing petroleum exploration and development production. The LPRA, Liberia Petroleum Regulatory Authority, manages regulation and policy within the petroleum sector. The TGS and OPEC acquired reports data into Liberia, contributing to the understanding of the country's oil potential, and the African Petroleum of 100% owner and operator of blocks LB08 and LB.09 it announced the Marina Discovery LPRC Liberia Petroleum Refining Company managed the refining operations. The Liberian oil and gas industry is still in its infancy, with limited commercial discovery data. The country locations into the Pacific Atlantic margin, similar to oil producing region like Ghana, the Guyana, suggest significant potentials. The government is actively pursuing further explorations and development, seeking to capitalize on the potential for commercial oil and gas production. Good afternoon. Today is 11th, the May edition of the program, the 11th of June. The year still stands at 2025, and today is in history. Is a regular feature on our program who will bring you happenings into history. In 1509, Harry the Ninth, that is Harry the Eighth precise, wed his first wife, Catherine of Orangon. The refusal of Pope Clement VII to later annul the marriage triggered the break between Henry and Rome and led to the Roman Reformations. In 1742, the Empress Maria Theresa of Austria decided to make peace with the Prussian King Frederick II, ceding almost all of the Silesia to him into the Treaty of the Brussels, which marked the end of the First Silesia War in 1742 on the 11th of June. The American journalist Janet T. Rankin, the first woman to be a member of the U.S. Congress from 1917 to 1919, from 1941 to 1943, was born today in 1880. Today, the Godsog Emperor of China issued his first reform decree initiating the 100 Days of Reform, an imperial attempt of renovating the Chinese state and social system today in 1898. Today, the 11th of June in 1919, with this victory into the Belmont Stakes, Sir Belton became the first winner of the Triple Crown for the American horse racing. Followed in 1927, the American aviator Charles Lindbergh was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross by the U.S. President Cleaver Coolidge in 1927. Clapping on a dramatic recovery for the nearly fatal automobile accident, the American golfer Ben Hawkins won the U.S. Open in 1950 today. Today, Steven Spielberg, the blockbuster E.T., the extra transistor, was released in the theaters and is widely seen as a classic of American cinemas in 1982 and today. Today, the 11th of June in 2002, the reality competition TV series The American Idol debuted and it became one of the most watched shows in the United States and today. Today, the 11th of June in 2010, in the 19th World Cup Soccer Tournament opened in the host country of South Africa, marking the first time that the event was played on the African continent. Spain won the tournament with a great admiration upon. The American actress and activist Ruby Dee was known for her pioneering work into the African American theaters and the film for her outspoken civil rights activism, but she died today in 2014 on the 11th of June at the age of 91 in history on today. Today, Jacques Cartier, the French ocean explorer and engineer, was born today into Saint-André de Cobza in France. He died in Paris on the 25th of June in 1997 at the age of 89 into France, Paris. Timothy Van Gogh, convicted of a bombing of a federal building into Oklahoma City on the 19th of April in 1995, which killed about 160 people in what was then the worst terrorist attack in the U.S. He was executed on today, the 11th of June in 2001 in history. Today's history is a record of future. Good afternoon. good morning, good evening, a pleasant welcome. Be with me until 1:30 and let's be together. And there are issues. Remember, there is this news, and I'm very emphatic about today's issue. Whether you like it or not, Liberia should be the first. And what I'm seeing again, just in few months, if not a year, one person that was incarcerated with, in the past government of murder charges is gradually resurfacing or surfacing the issues. With a great history, rich one in this country, having served as senator, former chief justice, head of the National Justice Commission, but it's happening now. What is more about this that is bringing these conversations upon, and we're looking at analytical process of how Liberia, some of you followed earlier on, that's what I said, it's good for you to listen. Historicity of Liberia oil existence, and how much of a time we have taken to exploit. Now, an issue has happened where 100% ownership of 4 offshore oil blocks has been given to Nokai, and this has happened by the president of this country without the acquiescence, without seeking the input of legislature and other stakeholders. And this is now drawing a concern, and there are issues we'll point to. We will point to issues today. Are we proceeding right? It's good that Liberia know this. You have to say all this, but the president has already decided on this. He has already made a decision. Remember, we were just into Nima County, the commission, the concentrator, and we're hearing what's happening. But this is where we are. And it's important that Liberians get to hear this thing. Because, you know, when oil, it's not just in this recent time, some of you that oil has been, or companies that have come to oil exploration in this country. But there are worries. Whether this will be like the 285 yellow machines to just give up issues to folks who are in a cycle. But we'll talk about this on today, and it's good for you that you are informed as to what's really unfolding in this cycle. It is very much important Liberians hear about this. And it's also important that while we are getting to understand these things, the rights of Liberians matters more, because there are issues that will involve the legislature, not because the Indian rigmarole and think. Let me just take this break. When I come, I will talk about that. Let me take this break here. When I come back, we'll talk about that, because I'm here.
I think you can see from distance where you see residents within the this part of town hall community where traffic incident occurred here last night.
The potential again, it can make Liberia to grow. Okay, thank you. A lot of people have knowledge upon them to impact in the life of people. They had a wisdom. So to appear common, but they have wisdom that they can impact in the life of people. So when you work with people that have wisdom, that have guidance, first of all, what would they develop Liberia be able to grow power instead of people based on gossip? Liberia not do gossip. People that run west in society to move forward. Thank you. What's the name? Thank you very much. I'm Mr. Samuel F. Senior, one of the deacons for the church.
Okay, how you feel today? The pastor received car.
I feel very happy to have seen my pastor with brand new car donated to him by our president. he has tried to save lives because most of the time our pastor is called in the night, no way to go there to pray for people, and this vehicle will be used to save lives because pastor is all over Bonkante to pray for people. The man has said it much, but what he has done for us, he has saved life in Bonkante because most no way for the pastor to go there to pray for them, and the person has done it well to give him one youth any time of the day, any time of the life, he wants to go there to pray for them because this is a healing ministry. Because everybody comes from all walks of life to come here for prayer, and if they do not know where for them to come here, he can go to them to pray for them. But the president has done it well. He has done it that no way.
So what's the impression today? Seeing pastor receive a vehicle from the president?
I'm so impressed. First of all, I want to give God the glory for what God has passed our president to do for our reverend. I'm so grateful to God. God will continue to bless our president. He will live long. His dreams will not be cut off. I'm so grateful. But nothing in this grace of our reverend, God will continue to bless him. Whosoever that will have that mind from Honorable Mr. Joseph Human Boakai, God will disgrace them. I want to be grateful to the Almighty God for what God has passed through him to do for this, our reverend in the church at large. And even Bonkante, because Bonkante Celestine will benefit from this vehicle. Because I know our reverend, what he can do. He always comes down to people. I want to be grateful to the Almighty God. But one thing I want to say in this public manner, I want to tell our leaders, they shouldn't share your words and start to share it. That is not the role of leadership. They should hear words. They should be the last person to speak. They shouldn't be speaking lies. Really, I can say for free. They shouldn't be speaking lies. One thing again I want to say, they have to put people together to unite people, and when they see somebody blessing, they should be happy of it. Once more, I want to be grateful to the Almighty God for our safety personnel. What he has done, God will continue to bless him and his entire family and those connected to him and all of this world, and also blessing our reverend and this entire church and this entire country and this country at large.
Thank you. Thank you. And we'll also speak with Mr. Christian Campbell, also from the church. Mr. Campbell, it's good to have you working with the media.
Thank you. The good thing is I'm happy to see all of you. Because the fact is that yet besides coming from the media, I'm also coordinating the usual communication here and assigned minister at one of the branches. And to see this, I think is nobody will see car and get blessed. There's a fact that we are happy with the gesture of the president, His Excellency Joseph Human Boakai. We are grateful for that. And so we want to extend our appreciation. We also want to make very clear to this team is that this gift is not a reconciliatory gift. Hallelujah. The vice president or the president and my father, our father, Reverend Julius Pay, never had conflict. They do not have conflict and they do not have conflict. So this is not a reconciliatory gift. Let me make that clear. This is a gift for a president who considers this man, this son of God, as a father, who considers him as a friend. So it is not a reconciliatory gift. Some of you, few months ago, you were on our farm, where we have an organization under this state that is called Rest Cassava and Vegetable Producer and Processor Union. We are into cassava. We are into rice. We are into vegetables. If you go to Guatemala, we have cultivated over 7 hectares of farmland. The church is not only involved into this. The church is not only about preaching. So we are engaged in the agriculture and other activities. Few days from now, you're going to see the rest on it. With the initial CVRPU, the CVRPPU. That is an initial of an organization that is under the church. So why am I saying this? This church, whatever you like, whether you like your
welcome. As one of fathers, it's a pleasure to have all of you on our lunchtime program. Yeah, you know, a lot of work being done, and we sincerely apologize for some activities in the background. Okay, yeah, but we should thank you. Things are under control. We're putting that under control, and we'll have our cyber team working our time seriously, making sure things work out. You know, that this is civil yell. Y'all complaining to put him in jail, but he can jail other people in his district because the in chat room they say issues, people questioning the ability of other people. They post. Imagine a female, and the same thing in their alleged happened to them. He took the woman at the court, at the police station court, late. Just to see that she must go saw a bitch and sleep there. And she's speaking out. You have seen the thing. You take things serious. When other people take those issues, folks start to complain. Let me just thank you here. You know, I'm asking, one of the biggest news that brought this president to power is the yellow machine. I'm asking Mr. President and his court officers, where is the yellow machine? Where is the yellow machine? 285 yellow machines. Up to now, we're still waiting to hear. Nobody should bring any kind of funny story to me that I don't want to hear that. But I'm asking where the yellow machines are. You know, the reason why we're asking this issue with the recent development from the president is hearing. And this whole thing that followed the yellow machine thing, folks have now turned this as being counterproductive. And that the oil block that the president has given to NOCAR, it may just be an issue of negative consequence on the different people. And as I speak to you, when this thing was raised at a level, allegedly, the executive mansion is yet to respond about that. And we're hearing that the Senate Hydrocarbon Committee, which is headed by Senator Edwin Bevin Snow, who have been the center of this thing, I don't want the government to succeed, or you want the government to be wanting government. They are expected to hold a hearing for the confirmation of the woman I was in jail, like I mentioned earlier on, former senator, former chief justice, former head of the Election Commission, yeah, eminent person in this country, who was held on crime. There were several others. The death of Shalamusu. The past government sentenced them after comprehensive and substantial evidence produced by the court at the time of the past government that they should be jailed for life. But when this government came, the government said that there wasn't substantial evidence to have the entire folks into prison. The council, the legal council, the government play fool at themselves in the acquisition of evidence. They even temper of a crime scene, and they did all sorts of things today that led them to where they are today. And their evidence can now hold water. So these people have to walk scot-free, and they are now free people. Months after that, former Chief Justice Councilor Clara Moses-Card has been appointed, were appointed by this government as the board chair of NOCAR. So there are questions asked. Where are we going now? You know, the reason here is we don't want to sit down and feel that those who think having a mind of developing this country will launch this country into a serious area that to take Liberia from there, it became difficult. No, it had to be an interactive, comprehensive process where everybody get. I know everybody having the mind to develop this country. The one when somebody want to build a waterway, they want to build a fence, that their mind, they want the community to have a good structure. They want to say, yeah, I did it for my family. That's good, but you know that you put other people's hands with. And then the day water enter people's houses, fence falling down, and there issue of hazard in the community that pose threat to the lives of the people. But I want to talk about this deal today. Why is the president now wanting to consult the legislature? Why? I'm asking this question. Why is he giving this absolute authority to Nokai? That if companies having an intent, there are a whole lot of, we hear now that is being now perceived or seen that there's a whole lot of bureaucracy when you work, when you want to bring issues in the country to go to the legislature. There's a whole lot of bureaucracy. But if you go to an institution where you are given the rights, it is very easy. And that they are saying their decision will reinforce Liberia's sovereignty over the national resources, while they are creating an attractive investment framework. And the Nokai allocation complement of the LPRA, which is the regulatory oversight, establishing a balanced approach to sector growth, prioritize growth, national interest, and international best practices. I'm still asking. I know all these are good. The president also directing the LPRA to immediately commence negotiation of the petroleum sharing contract, the PSCs, under the strict adherence of this modern petroleum sharing agreement. And will be good and very easy where if Nokai having an authority. So when Nokai gets the block, which the legislature will ratify, those companies will only need to transact with Nokai to save them long and complicated time. This is my problem. This is my problem. I know, and Liberians know, that those folks that are called legislators at the legislature, those at the lower house, those at the Senate, they have their own problem. And their problem, one may think that it's just counterproductive to the workings of Liberia. But for us to now perceive that there will be a long, complicated legislative proceedings or process, so we just give them Nokai. I'm asking myself, why? 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 I'm hearing that Nokai is saying the ownership that the president have given them, that transfer will ensure maximum financial return to the country. I agree in terms of revenue, and these blocks will directly benefit Liberia through the National Development Project in terms of infrastructure improvement and social program. I agree, but my question is, why are we now seeing legislative projects or process to be long, that we won't give Nokai the absolute authority that when they get the block now, block 10, block 11, block 9, block 31. And they said this represents a transformative steps in Liberia energy sector. Why I'm asking this question, I want to take you back. I want to take you back on the background of Liberia, and it's good that I will do this analysis upon. You know, Liberia oil issues, the Liberia quest for oil and gas back this to the early parts of 1970. Like I read here on with you, some people said no economic viability were not an issue of Liberia, but they agree Liberia had it. So the country experienced two offshore exploratory activities from 1970 to 1972. 4 wells were drilled by the Union the Carbide Petroleum Corporation, the Frontier International Petroleum was here. Chevron Oil Company Liberia. And they said after a period of dormancy, these wells were again drilled in 1983 to 1989 by Amoco Liberia Oil Exploration. Let me tell you, there have been major events in the Liberia oil sector from 1958. So isn't that today Liberia have seen oil, but have they been sincere Liberia have really a viable oil sector? But all it tells us, economic viability, not too much. Yeah, we have to go a little more and all that. The Chevron we heard that came on the days of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Chevron have interacted with Liberia far back in 1968. I hope you get what I'm saying. I'm trying to give you a picture of what's going on here. There have been major events. 1958, Liberia Exploration Lessons to Liberia and Miracle Exploration Corporation, 1958. 1968, 10 years after that, Chevron, Conoco acquire the reconnaissance, the magnetic, the CIMAC data to Liberia. In 1969 to 1972, the Liberian government divided the continental shelves into 4 concession blocks, A, B, C, D. Are we getting something wrong here? Today you turn to accelerometer. Oh yeah. Now if we are now giving, imagine 1969 to 1972, we did the same thing, 4 concession blocks. Now we're giving 4 blocks. No car header. Is it because the boat here is former Chief Justice Gloria Musu-Scott? Are we following the trend? Will there just be another documental issues for Liberia at the end of the day? We saw happen to Ellen. They can listen to Omen Creighton, Senator. He said, oh yeah, I'm just getting oil blind. He said, no, I might be, I'm not lawmaker. But are these things sincere? Even up to 1997 rather, to 1998, when we were in our turmoil, do you know that Liberia divided the unlicensed offshores into 8 blocks, A to H? Nobody knows that, or more, maybe little or no knowledge is out. I'm just happy you understand what I'm talking about. Because every time we have traded our resources, it is the Liberian product gets affected and others come and benefit more. Why is it that our resources not doing good for us? Why? Why? 1969, the Union Carbide, Chevron, Frontier Oil with a water block A, B, C, respectively block D were not released to them. 1972, approximately 13,000 line kilometers of offshore